Here today, my job is to present you guys with a top 20 list of psychological thrillers. This list is going to consist of movies that explore the psychology of the main characters and make your mind race trying to figure out what's going to happen next. With that being said, I'm going to give you guys some honorable mentions first. Before I do that, if you guys actually enjoy this video, hit that like button, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. With that being said, let's get into the honorable mentions. First off, we have Panic Room. Next, we have Collateral. And third, we have Identity. And last, we have You Were Never Really Here. With that being said, let's get right into this top 20 list. Number 20, Uncut Gems. A charismatic jeweler makes a high-stakes bet that could lead to the windfall of a lifetime. In a precarious high-wire act, he must balance business, family, and adversaries on all sides in pursuit of the ultimate win. Number 19, The Lighthouse. Two lighthouse keepers try to maintain their sanity while living on a remote and mysterious New England island in 1890s. Number 18, Gone Girl. In Carthage, Missouri, former New York-based writer Nick Dunn and his glamorous wife, Amy, present a portrait of a blissful marriage to the public. However, when Amy goes missing on the couple's 5th wedding anniversary, Nick becomes the prime suspect in her disappearance. The resultant police pressure and media frenzy causes the Dunn's image of a happy union to crumble, leading to tantalizing questions about who Nick and Amy truly are. Number 17, Prestige. Period thriller set in Edmonton, London, where two rival magicians, partners until the tragic death of an assistant during a show, feud bitterly after one of them performs the ultimate magic trick, teleportation. His rival tries desperately to uncover the secret to his routine, experimenting with dangerous new science as his quest takes him to the brink of insanity and jeopardizes the lives of everyone around the pair. Number 16, Mystic River. When the daughter of an ex-con, Jimmy Marcus, is murdered, two of his childhood friends from the neighborhood are involved. Dave, a blue-collar worker, was the last person to see her alive, while Sean, a homicide detective, is heading up the case. As Sean proceeds with his investigation, Jimmy conducts one of his own through the neighborhood's contacts. Eventually, Jimmy suspects Dave is the culprit and considers taking the law into his own hands. Number 15, We Need to Talk About Kevin. Eva Kachadorian is a travel writer / publisher who gives up her beloved freedom and bohemian lifestyle to have a child with her husband Franklin. Pregnancy doesn't seem to agree with Eva, but what's worse, when she gives birth to the baby boy named Kevin, she can't seem to bond with him. When Kevin grows from a fussy, demanding toddler into a sociopathic teen, Eva is forced to deal with the aftermath of her son's horrific act. Number 14, Prisoners. Keller Dover faces a parent's worst nightmare when his 6-year-old daughter, Anna, and her friend go missing. The only lead is an old motorhome that has been parked on their street. The head of the investigation, Detective Loki, arrests the driver, but a lack of evidence forces Loki to release the only suspect. Dover, knowing that his daughter's life is at stake, decides that he has no choice but to take matters into his own hands. Number 13. Zodiac. In the late 1960s and 1970s, fear grips the city of San Francisco as a serial killer called the Zodiac stalks its residents. Investigators and reporters become obsessed with learning the killer's identity and bringing him to justice. Meanwhile, the Zodiac claims victim after victim and taunts authorities with cryptic messages, ciphers, and menacing phone calls. Number 12. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Disgraced financial reporter Mikhail Blankovich finds a chance to redeem his honor after being hired by wealthy Swedish industrialist Henrik Vanger to solve the 40-year-old murder of Vanger's niece, Harriet. Vanger believes that Harriet was killed by a member of his own family, eventually joining Blankovich on his dangerous quest for the truth is Elizabeth Salander, an unusual but ingenious investigator whose fragile trust is not easily won. Number 11. Split. Though Kevin has evidenced 23 personalities to his trusted psychologist, Dr. Fletcher, there remains one still submerged who is set to materialize and dominate all of the others. Compelled to abduct 3 teenage girls led by the willful observant Casey, Kevin reaches a war for survival among all those contained within him, as well as everyone around him, as the walls between his compartments shatter. Number 10. The Butterfly Effect. College student Evan Treborn is afflicted with headaches so painful that he frequently blacks out. While unconscious, Evan is able to travel back in time to difficult moments in his childhood. He can also alter the past of his friends, like Caitlin, who was molested by her father. But changing the past can drastically alter the present, and Evan finds himself in nightmarish altered realities, including one where he's locked away in prison. Number 9. Taxi Driver. Suffering from insomnia, disturbed loner Travis Brickle takes a job as a New York City cabbie, haunting the streets nightly, growing increasingly detached from reality as he dreams of cleaning up the filthy streets. When Travis meets pretty campaign worker Betsy, he becomes obsessed with the idea of saving the world, first plotting to assassinate the presidential candidate, then directing his attention towards recruiting 12-year-old prostitute Iris. Number 8. Nightcrawler. Los Angeles denizen Louis Bloom survives by scavenging and petty theft. He stumbles into a new career as a cameraman and, armed with a camcorder and police scanner, begins nocturnal forays across the city in search of shocking and grisly crimes. When he catches the eye of a shop-worn news director who welcomes the chance to raise her station's ratings, Lewis goes to increasingly greater lengths to catch the money shot. Number 7. No Country for Old Men. While out hunting, Llewellyn Moss finds the grisly aftermath of a drug deal. Though he knows better, he cannot resist the cash left behind and takes it with him. The hunter becomes the hunted when merciless killer named Sugar picks up his trail. Also looking for Moss is Sheriff Bell, an aging lawman who reflects on a changing world and a dark secret of his own as he tries to find and protect Moss. Number 6. Inception. Dom Cobb is a thief with the rare ability to enter people's dreams and steal their secrets from their subconscious. This skill has made him a hot commodity in the world of corporate espionage, but has also cost him everything he loves. Cobb gets a chance at redemption when he is offered a seemingly impossible task. Plant an idea in someone's mind. If he succeeds, it will be the perfect crime, but a dangerous enemy anticipates Cobb's every move. Number 5. Memento. Leonard is tracking down the man who raped and murdered his wife. The difficulty, however, of locating his wife's killer is compounded by the fact that he suffers from a rare, untreatable form of memory loss. Although he can recall details of life before the accident, Leonard cannot remember what happened 15 minutes ago, where he's going, or why. Number 4. Joker. Forever alone in a crowd, failed comedian Arthur Fleek seeks connection as he walks the streets of Gotham City. Arthur wears 2 masks, the one he paints for his day job as a clown, and the guise he projects in a futile attempt to feel like he's part of the world around him. Isolated, bullied, and disregarded by society, Fleek begins a slow descent into madness as he transforms into the criminal mastermind known as the Joker. Before I get into the final 3, if you have made it this far, you might as well like it. With that being said, if you want to see more of these similar videos, top 10, top 25 movies, go check out my channel. I have a lot already on there and a lot more to come. With that being said, I also do strain reviews, weed education, MMA/boxing, and much more. Go check out my channel. I guarantee you will not be bored. With that being said, I appreciate you watching this. Let's get into the top 3. Number 3. 7. When retiring police detective William Somerset tackles a final case with the aid of newly transferred David Millis, they discover a number of elaborate and grisly murders. They soon realize they are dealing with a serial killer who is targeting people he thinks represent one of the 7 deadly sins. Somerset also befriends Millis's wife, Tracy, who is pregnant and afraid to raise her child in the crime-ridden city. Number 2. Shutter Island. The implausible escape of a brilliant murderess brings U.S. Marshal Teddy Daniels and his new partner to Ashcliff Hospital, a fortress-like insane asylum located on a remote, windswept island. The woman appears to have vanished from her locked room, and there is hints of terrible deeds committed within the hospital walls. As the investigation deepens, Teddy realizes he will have to confront his own dark fears if he hopes to make it off the island alive. Number 1. Fight Club. A depressed man suffering from insomnia meets a soap salesman named Tyler Durden and soon finds himself living in a squalid house after his perfect apartment is destroyed. The 2 bored men form an underground club with strict rules and fight other men who are fed up with their mundane lives. Their perfect partnership frays when Mary, a fellow support group crasher, attracts Tyler's attention.